everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk. I'm John and this is Matt. And today we're doing kind of a special kind of video for you guys. We're going to talk about places and movies that we've always either wanted to visit or don't want to visit. Kind of just talk about like the sets and locations that we've seen in all of our favorite movies that would be a really cool place to go that we've never gotten to go to. Am I right, Matt?
I don't think John quite understood the assignment.
Okay.
Now, I just was watching Gremlins the other day. Christmas movie, getting through my Christmas movies. And I just noticed, it was even just with the Christmas movies I really noticed it. The kid's bedroom is up in the attic. There's a staircase. It's not like an attic stairs or anything. There's a staircase walks up into the attic. And if you look at the ceiling, there's no insulation. It's just, you see the rafters and all that. It's wintertime, so it's got to be cold up there. But there's a lot of bedrooms in movies like Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin's, or what was his name?
Buzz's bedroom or
Not
Kevin?
Buzz.
Oh, Kevin McAllister.
His was up in the attic, and there's other movies that I'm thinking of. I can't name right away, but there's movies out there that these bedrooms are up in the attic, which is really awesome in the movie. It doesn't really make sense in real life because the energy bill would be insane, and you'd be freezing in the winter and sweating in the summertime.
I agree. I never really put too much thought into it, and probably most people haven't, but, because that's part of the movie making process and the movie magic.
I think that's what it was, just to make it look cool or something like that, but it's not practical.
No, it's very impractical. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios in movies that are just very impractical that just don't make any logical sense, but they make sense on the screen.
Here's another one that doesn't really... this is lightly connected, but Hey Arnold. His bedroom was always awesome.
Yes, but I think his is more like it's built into the building.
His is finished, but that was just a cool one that I have always... Well, you're saying places you wanted to go. So I'm just thinking of like characters' bedrooms, and Hey Arnold's bedroom was definitely up on my list of one of the bedrooms I wanted as a child.
As a 90s kid, I think we all wanted that bedroom because his grandparents went all out for him. Because
actually, that's a lot of the Nickelodeon shows, actually. Gullah Gullah Island had a cool set.
So come and let's play together in the bright sunny weather. Let's all go to Gullah Gullah Island.
Yes, it did. I love Gullah Gullah Island.
But it was, what was the one with the chick that she's always climbing through the window?
Oh, Clarissa Explains It All.
Yes, Clarissa Explains It All. Who was that again?
Melissa Joan Hart.
Yes, Melissa Joan Hart.
Right? She was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Yeah, she had a cool bedroom, but I specifically remember she had a brother, right?
Yeah, her brother.
Do you remember the red remote control car?
Yes.
And that just always stuck out to me, and just the props they used. And
I love Clarissa Explains It All, but yeah, no, I know what you're saying. That her friend would always climb through the window, and that window always seemed pretty cool. And speaking of movies like with big bay windows like that, we were just talking about with Roadhouse. Like, I've never seen that in real life. I've only seen it in that and in Halloween.
Well, Roadhouse was that was a barn.
Yes.
So if you remember,
but he made the finished windows that swing open.
They finished it, but it was remember it was one of the Friday the 13th. It's basically like it's just the big barn doors on the top. So they get the hay and all that shit in.
Yeah, he's throwing the hay off.
Right, but they just converted that to a loft because they walked through a barn in Roadhouse up to the loft up top.
But I've never.
So it probably stunk in there.
Oh, definitely. The horses are down at the bottom. Maybe that's why he was only willing to charge $100 rent. I don't know.
Yeah.
But in in Halloween too, though, like her bedroom, Michael Myers' sister's bedroom, and then he goes and visits later, Dr. Loomis. But the windows start all the way at the base of the floor and almost go to the ceiling. Mm-hmm. Like, I've never seen that in person. Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
My mother's house has that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen that ever.
Really? You never seen a big window?
A window that starts at the base. Look about it. Okay, you wake up in the middle of the night, you go into your bedroom, you're all tired, you just took a piss, you're fucking falling asleep, you trip over something on your floor, you hit that single plated glass window, you're falling out the window.
It's not single pane, first of all.
You don't think that's single pane glass?
Well, maybe in the 70s, 80s, sure, yes.
Yes. And
not no more.
Yeah, but that movie takes place in 1978.
Yeah, but you said you wake up now and take a piss. Well, I'm not doing that.
No, but anyone back then, you don't think his...
It was probably accidents, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Not now.
Impractical.
Again, John didn't quite understand the assignment. He's talking about a window. I'm talking about complete rooms, set pieces that just are really cool on the screen and something you just don't see in real life.
Yeah, I get that. And like one thing, like I guess I believe this mall is real in real life. The Galleria in freaking Terminator 2.
I'm sure it was a real mall. Yeah.
Yeah, in California somewhere. But I mean, that place always looked like the coolest place to go.
It's just a mall. I guess. It's all right.
All right.
We can go to the mall if you want.
Our mall is not as cool as that mall, and you know it.
Roosevelt Field is pretty tight.
Yeah, but we don't live near Roosevelt Field. That's a hike.
It's about an hour drive.
Yeah, and we're not doing that.
No, but we could.
I guess we could.
It's closer than California.
It's a shorter drive. Definitely shorter drive than on a motorbike like they had.
He had a nice, it was a Honda something. I forget, it was some two-stroke fucking bike. All the gears. It had a fucking Fast and Furious gearbox.
Oh my god, count up how many
It's like 14th gear.
Yeah, well, that's
Insane.
James Cameron for you.
That's crazy.
But other place I always wanted to go, obviously we talked about Gremlins, but Gremlins and in Back to the Future has the same town square.
Yes, that was another thing. Just that whole town square. It looks like a cool little town that you'd like to visit.
Yeah.
And I also kind of like Amity in Jaws.
Oh, Amity Island, definitely. And I think that's Martha's Vineyard, so you could have actually visited that.
Yep.
I don't know if it's as cool or as nice, because one thing that we see in so many different movies is the LA River. I don't imagine the LA River looks as awesome as it does in like T2 or
No, it's probably
any other
dirty,
movies.
disgusting.
Yeah, probably, right?
I think it's just drainage or something.
Runoff, I think.
Yeah, it's not clean water.
No, right?
No.
I don't know. We've never been
I don't know where it's running off from either.
I don't know. Well,
And that's a man-made thing too. So I'm not entirely sure where that, because I mean we're from the opposite side of the country.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure how that works. If anybody's from LA or California or even just has some information, because I don't feel like googling it, let's talk about it down in the comments.
yeah,
let's
we
talk
would
about
love
the LA River.
We would love to know about the LA River. Seen it in so many great movies. I mean, Repo Man, the LA River is in that. Like,
I don't think it's a place you take the family.
No, we'll go sightseeing. Where's the first place you want to go in LA?
What are some movies that you think of the LA River? That I have two right off the bat. And
I just said mine.
I would say Terminator and Grease.
Grease. No, I'm not a huge Grease guy.
Because I'm pretty sure they were in the LA River, right? Grease was.
Yeah, when they drop the race, when they spin down at the bottom. Like this. I was just listening to a podcast about the movie The Verdict, which takes place in Boston, and there's a lot of bar scenes in the movie, and it's the coolest looking bar you'll ever see. Like, you just want to go there and see these people because you just know it's a bar filled with a bunch of drunk guys hanging out. But it takes place in Boston, but the bar they shot at is in New York. So it kind of like ruins it almost in a way, like it's not actually Boston, it's New York,
Yeah.
And that happens in a ton of movies where they just use different locations. Halloween's Haddonfield, Illinois. California. Yeah.
You know, it was another big one for me that I really liked and I always just loved seeing on the screen and would love to visit, the Ninja Turtles lair.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's probably just a soundstage somewhere that they...
Well, the live action one, specifically the live action movies, I was always a fan, especially part 2. Yeah, I think it was part 2 when they get the abandoned train station.
I don't believe this. Yes!
And then you really see it more in part 3 when they're down in that abandoned train tunnel and it's just this huge thing. It was super cool.
Actually, speaking of abandoned train station, in the Batman, the Batcave, it was in an abandoned train station, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we just saw it this year.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, oh my god. But any Batcave would be cool to visit.
I have a tough time with retaining.
I know.
In one ear, out the other. Too much.
Well, speaking of Back to the Future, you want to talk about Doc Brown's office? Or like where,
The garage.
Yeah, his converted garage.
Yeah. I always liked like little cool props and stuff like that in the movies that you can't go buy at the store. Like, I wanted those toys.
Well, he was an inventor. He had the dog food thing.
Yeah.
It was
But there's a lot of movies where there's like toys that they specifically made for that movie and never released, where you would get like a cheaper, shittier version of it.
Are you talking about
Now, you're familiar with the bathroom buddy, right? I have made an improvement.
in Gremlins?
No, I'm talking about like Toy Story.
Oh, yeah, well, Toy Story, all that stuff is really based on some pretty real toys, except for, like, Sid's stuff.
No, well, Sid's stuff actually was real toys where everything else was just canon to the universe. Like, so, a Buzz Lightyear toy that you got...
Buzz Lightyear!
Available at all Al's Toy Bound outlets in the Tri-County area.
in real life was not even close to the one in the movie.
No, I had a Woody doll, but he did say like the same thing. But yeah, he wasn't as cool.
Right. I had the RC car, RC, I think his name was. Right?
I think
It
his
just
name was RC.
right?
Yeah.
I think I had a Slinky or a Ham. But there was always a lot of movies that had some cool toys that weren't as cool in real life.
Everyone, the most famous is in Home Alone 2, the recorder. It never did half the stuff that he was using it for.
This is Peter McAllister, the father.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know, this guy's tricking the entire Plaza Hotel with a fucking tape recorder. So go figure. Although the Plaza Hotel, I don't think is a real hotel in New York. It would be nice to stay at, though.
Or Jingle on brand with California with Christmas. Jingle All the Way. I had a Turbo Man doll. Not as high quality as the one in the movie, I feel like.
I agree.
I feel like that happens.
Now, a hotel I would love to stay at that's in movies would be like the Overlook Hotel in The Shining. Would you ever stay there?
No.
No, because it's haunted, or just because you don't think it looks like a nice hotel?
Well, the haunted thing is...
That's the big turn off for you?
Yeah, I don't think I want to stay in a haunted place.
I don't know. If someone could find a real place that's haunted, I would love to stay there.
You're an idiot.
I don't think so. I just think it's a cool place to stay.
You want to die, okay?
Yeah, most of these people don't die. I mean, yes, The Shining is a bad example of that because people do die. But still, that maze is awesome. I'd love to do that maze. People are in there for hours.
There's places that are not haunted, you can do that.
It's not as nice a mazes, and you know it.
That might be.
I don't think so.
Play Tomb Raider 2. Or Tomb Raider 1, 2?
3, I think you're thinking of. With the
Might
maze.
even be 3.
Yeah, you're thinking of 3. That's the one where the butler's following you around, being
Yeah.
all weird and creepy and making noises.
Yeah, with the tray.
Yeah.
And you can bounce at him and he farts and goes, oh!
You can lock him in the freezer. Yeah.
Training mode in
Yeah, I think.
in the Tomb Raider games on PlayStation. Or I remember you could do the rolls.
Yeah.
I remember I would get in the bathtub and roll around and be like, I'm jumping in the shower. Or then as soon as you go in the pool, because I think it was part 1 when she was in the sweatpants, you go in the pool and she's like, oh, we got to take these wet clothes off. Because once you got out of the pool, it would end the demo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That was weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
That was a weird mansion.
It wasn't.
But it was a PlayStation 1, so...
I mean, literally, look at how she's shaped. She's all polygons and shit. She doesn't look like
Triangle
a real...
tits.
Yeah. She doesn't look like a real human. I don't think they based a lot of that off of fact. I'm just saying.
I wanted to circle back to the Future 2.
Okay.
I like those, even like Blade Runner or Star Wars. Like, how did we not even talk about Star Wars?
Oh, yeah. I mean...
I like those, I guess you could say cyberpunk, sci-fi, super lived-in, dirty world. Like, they do such a good job making those.
look lived in. Like
Yeah,
what they
Star Wars really nails it. Blade Runner really nails it. Even though I don't love Blade Runner, but that's a different video. And then, Back to the Future. Because that's like, in the future, that's the sci-fi looking one where it's like, oh...
Well, like they turned the diner, which we see in Back to the Future.
Or the hoverboard he has.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Made by Mattel.
Yeah.
Mattel never made that.
Never. Well, I mean, like, they got some things right in
I think
the...
they did a pink skateboard at one point, but...
I mean, the shoes, they did come out a few years ago with those self-tying shoes, which are cool. Like, everyone always wanted those. But some things don't hold up. Like, the hat he's wearing, I always thought looked stupid. Like, let's make a reflector kind of hat. And, like, that's what the kids are going to wear in the future.
Well, it was 80s.
It was 80s, trying to think about what the future would be in, like, I don't remember, 2016?
Yeah. I'm sure there's some other ones we're missing that are just...
One big one that you didn't bring up, and I always wanted this house because just a beautiful deck, Scream. Sidney Prescott's house has that awesome deck with those big chairs and everything like that. What? Oh, speaking of which, Beetlejuice. Have you ever seen a deck like that in Beetlejuice where it's like those big sets, then it's got like almost like a frame of a house on the outside of it?
I think that was a custom job that they did because they were into like that guy that they brought in did like that in the designing, and that was like their New York look or something.
Yeah, well, it's the 80s.
Stupid.
It's the 80s yuppie look. You know?
So I think that was added on previous to the original build.
But the deck is cool.
All right.
I would love a deck like that.
That's what you would fry because there's no...
There's no roof on it.
Yeah.
No, I know. You're right. I mean, I would like a deck at night. We can string some lights along it. You know, looks like a nice party for me.
Not one I would choose. But, you know, you see where we're going for it. Just really, really cool movie sets or just worlds in a movie, or, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's
There's
places
places
you'd like to visit, things you would think are cool, worlds you want to live in. This really stemmed from me just watching Gremlins, saying, oh, it's so impractical that this guy lives in an attic. But, oh, wait, Kevin McAllister's is like that. Oh, wait, and there's others like that, too. And it's just, really, I think Goonies might have had some some cool set pieces.
They got
But-
real creative parents. It made you think that your bedroom would eventually look like that, but really, what did we really have? You had a bed and 4 walls. I had to share a room my whole life with my brother, so
Yeah.
it's like, you didn't really get that like you really wanted.
Right.
Never lived up to the hype of what movies would make bedrooms look like or houses. Like, you know.
Yes. So basically, that's where it stemmed from. I watched it. I said, "That's cool, but impractical. Let's make a video about it." And here we are.
Yeah, and then we
So if we missed any,
Yeah, let us know what your favorite movie set is that you would love to live in. Like, what's a house that you really wish you could own? Do you want to get that house in RoboCop? Because I always like that, that real estate agent that doesn't have to show up. They just put a TV in each room and show you room to room.
Have you thought it all over? Why not make me an offer?
oh yeah,
That's a futuristic looking house. I always like that white carpet look, even though if I had white carpet, it'd be disgusting.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, look at his body.
All right. Anyway, guys, so leave us your comments on what places you would like to see, visit, live in, and your favorite movie worlds. Leave all those comments in the comment section below. And then while you're down there, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell all your friends.